Hi, I'm Glenn. Let's run through 5 spiritual or New Age terms, some of the most common ones. And I'll put a whole list in the notes below the video as well, but I've got 5 here. The reason for this video is that often when jargon or terminology develops within an industry or a community, it inadvertently excludes. And sometimes with some of the jargon that flies around, people can feel like being spiritual is a club that they don't really belong to. Whereas in actual fact, the benefits and the feeling and the ethos of spirituality is something that belongs to all of us. And don't let a few terms stand in your way. So let's just get a bit of common understanding around some of these common terms. And as I say, I'll put some more in the notes below. The first one, I've morphed 2 together because they're very similar: ascending and awakening. So when you ascend, you rise, as opposed to descend, obviously. And when you're awake, you're seeing things with clear eyes rather than being asleep or sleepwalking. And so you can immediately start to see through those contrasts that I'm outlining how this is about moving into a consciousness which is much more about truth and trusting your own intuition and what you know to be true in your heart. So Ascension, there'll be talk about, people are ascending or people are awakening, or the great awakening that's happening after the turmoil of 2020 and things like that. And what really all of that is about is the fact that people are waking up to who they really are, what they really believe in, what's the essence of life, what's important in life. And when they do that, they move from, they ascend in terms of their energetic makeup, because they go from being in quite a low vibration around, that sleepwalking sense of I'm just going through the motions, doing what I think I should do, being who I think I was, or who I was kind of conditioned to think I should be, moving into that more powerful place of this is who I really am. I want to shine my true light, and all those things. So that really is what Ascension and awakening is about. It's just really about going, I'm going to be me and I'm going to live true to my heart. Dark night of the soul happens when you go through that. So just like you are, say you imagine you're hiking and you are moving towards, it's dusk and there's a magnificent lighthouse on the, cliffs before you, and you're moving towards it, and it's a beacon of hope and light and positivity. But you have been carrying with you, 3 really heavy bags, and you realize that there's plenty of resources at the lighthouse and you're not going to need all those bags and you can't take them with you. So you drop them, you get rid of them, and you head for the light. And that is, in a way, because they're holding you back, right? They're holding you back from doing that final ascension up the cliff to get to the lighthouse. And that dark night of the soul is doing that in terms of all the things within you, in your life, that are holding you back. So when we wake up to who we really are, when we make that choice and say, I want to live my best life, that's about making myself happy and fulfilled, and I'm gonna cut away the limiting beliefs. It might be your lifestyle, perhaps people in your life, the work you do, all sorts of things, masses of things. But it's almost like having a life crisis, and you start to take better care of your health, and so you eliminate perhaps foods that aren't good for you, there's lots and lots of different ways that the dark night of the soul can manifest, if you like. But it is essentially about having a dark time where you face your shadows, you face that darkness that has been a part of your life, but you probably pushed it down and went, I'm just going to numb myself, or, I'm just going to pretend that's not there. You face that, and by facing it, you can heal it. And so the dark night of the soul, although it's painful, it's necessary, and ultimately it's a healing experience. And from that, you will probably become what is termed a light worker. So a light worker is really anybody who is, there's a spectrum of it. You could be someone who's working in the holistic sort of modalities, like someone like me, but you may be someone who's just passionate about working with animals, or you're a wonderful artist or musician, and through your work you bring joy, you bring beauty to the world. So a light worker is really anybody that through the course of their life, through just being who they are and treating their path that's true to them and true to their destiny and their vision for their life, they are bringing light into the world around them. Maybe helping them along would be their spirit guides. So we all have spirit guides. They, as the term suggests, are in spirit. So they are in an energetic or etheric capacity within our existence, rather than being physically here with us. But your spirit guides are they're part of your soul team or your spirit team. And they may be relatives of yours that have passed over, or people that you've had, very, very strong soul connections with in previous incarnations, all sorts of things. They may be, you may have angels or archangels who come and lend you a hand from time to time as you sort of navigate your way. And when people channel or receive downloads or information from that divine or from the universe, or however you want to term it, when you have that intuition or that inner knowing about something, give thanks to your spirit guides, because they help to bring the information or the healing or whatever is you require. They bring that through. And so when, for example, I work with a client, if I'm perhaps doing a reading for them, I will be working with their spirit guides and their higher self, which is their soul self. And I'll be asking my spirit guides and my higher self to also lend a hand, because it's how they're sort of like a bridge, if you like, and they bring through, but it's always for our highest good. And they really are the the behind the scenes crew that a lot of us aren't really aware of. But the more we awaken and the more we think about them with a sense of gratitude, the more strong the connection you'll feel a connection with them. And you may start to see signs and synchronicities from them that you go, I reckon that was a message. So trust that when you get those. The last one is 3D versus 5D. It's even an acronym. So, you can't get much more jargony than that, can you? So third dimension, fifth dimension. Third dimension is essentially our world as it has been for the last 10,000 or so years. It's really that society or that construct that all our cultures have operated from, which has very much been more around power and control, survival of the fittest, competition. So the turmoil, if you like, of 2020 has seen, and what you'll hear is a lot of people talking about this. The 3D is dropping away, it's sort of crumbling away, and in its place is rising up this 5D or fifth dimensional environment for our world and way of living. And really what it is the 5D is about all people stepping into that higher knowing about living from their heart and living their truth and being connected and seeing the connection between all living things, really. That includes our beautiful planet, the creatures that we share our planet with. It means one another. It means the etheric realms, all the magical mysteries that reside there. It's really about seeing everything as being connected, that law of one. And when you see or feel or sense that, you're very much coming from your heart, and it's very much a lot higher in terms of, I talked before about this vibration. And because it's a lot more positive and a lot more about creation and connection and collaboration and all of those really positive things, it means that the energetic vibration is higher because it's about joy and love and all those higher vibrating ways of being. And so in terms of, if we think about our world, as more and more people make that choice and have that dark night of the soul and let all that darkness and struggle and conflict drop away and move instead and choose to move towards a better world and a better place, that is what is energetically moving our world to what is called this fifth dimension society. So I hope that was helpful. I'll put more in the notes, as I say, and please add a comment if you have a term that you've come across that you are really curious to know what it actually means in plain English. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.